Now, the vaccine ramp-up has got to be, I don't know, Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, Ode to Joy to the ears of Airbnb CEO Brian Chesky. The stock is soaring in this final hour of trade, jumping 16% after the company reported a $3.9 billion quarterly loss, but a revenue beat by a long shot. Let's bring in Airbnb CEO Brian Chesky. Welcome back, Brian. Thanks for coming on the show again.
Thank you for having me today, Liz.
You know, this is your first quarterly report since taking the company public 2 months ago. Translate for investors Airbnb's near $4 billion loss and why it isn't as bad as it may look on the surface.
Well, yeah, the GAAP EBITDA loss was involving a couple one-time charges. One of those one-time charges was for stock-based compensation, which is pretty typical when you go public. And those charges were a bit higher than we expected because the stock price actually was much higher than, obviously, when we went out at $68, and so now it's over $200. Additionally, we had more than $800 million in charges based on a warrant that we took out as part of a debt financing last April. So these are one-time charges. But I think the really important thing to look at is adjusted EBITDA. If you look at like the progress quarter by quarter, last year our adjusted EBITDA was minus about $250 million, and this past year it was just nearly break even, minus $21 million. So we made a lot of improvement over last year, and we actually made improvement top to bottom on our P&L from a cost-based perspective. So I think what the crisis was for us was a moment to get focused and a moment to get significantly more efficient, and I think that's what you see in the numbers.
You know, you just used the past tense, the crisis was. I think that's interesting. Obviously, it's still going on, but the U.S. just celebrated the 50 millionth vaccination, at least. People are already warming up to traveling again. How are you anticipating Airbnb fits into perhaps the tourist psychology post-pandemic?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. Let me be clear. Of course, we're still in the midst of a crisis. But 2020 was a seminal year for Airbnb, and I think that we made what felt like 10 years of decisions in 10 weeks. Now, with regards to where we are today, here's what I can say. We've done a research report on American travelers, and we asked them a few questions. And the first thing they told us is that the American traveling public misses travel. They miss travel actually more than any other out-of-home activity. They miss it even more than live sporting events or going to restaurants. The majority of people we surveyed intend to travel this year. More than 50% of American consumers intend to travel this year. And this includes at nearly all price points, income bracket. People really want to travel. But the kind of travel people miss is not business travel, and it's not really people traveling in a kind of more mass travel format. People don't generally miss those double-decker buses standing in long lines to get their photo with a selfie stick in front of a landmark. What people are telling us they really miss is spending time with their friends and their family. This is the kind of travel they want to do. So this travel season, I think when people feel safe to do so, they will travel. And when they feel safe to do so is fairly subjective. It probably has a lot to do with vaccine rollouts, but we think that's going to be very much pegged to the rollout. And so we think initially travel is going to be people getting in cars, traveling nearby to destinations about 200, 300 miles away, going to small towns, small cities, rural communities, or even national parks. That's what I think we'll see initially. And then when people get more comfortable to cross borders.
Oh, I like that house in the middle of the ocean we're showing. Okay, so you've done a lot of predictive modeling. Here's predictive modeling as far as the question is concerned. When can investors expect to see you guys swing to profitability?
Well, you know, we're not going to we didn't put out guidance, but I think investors, the one thing I would like to call their attention to is you look over the last year at our forward progress on adjusted EBITDA. I think that tells a pretty good story of where we're headed. And where we're headed is, I think, a much more efficient company than where we've been in the past.
I'm dying to know, too, when it comes to where you grow, because in this day and age, if you don't grow and you don't expand and you don't evolve, you die. You guys, before the pandemic in 2019, bought Hotel Tonight, the website that is for very short notice hotel booking. I'd love to know how you plan or envision to use that. I mean, is there a chance at any point, Brian, where you guys work on an Airbnb branded hotel of sorts, whether it's a cluster of small homes with 24-hour room service, because people do love that. And they love to be able to call up in the middle of the night and say, I forgot my toothpaste, can you bring me some? Is that an option as far as growth is concerned?
Well, I mean, the good news is there's a lot of opportunities for us to grow, and we can go in a lot of different directions. But I'll just say this. Last year, we lost 80% of our business in 8 weeks. And so what we had to do is, in the middle of the crisis, we had to focus. And we had to go really, really quickly. We acted decisively, and we scaled back a number of investments. In fact, we have a hotel offering with Hotel Tonight. I'm very proud of it. We did scale back some of the investment in that area and some other areas. And we put our very best people on focusing on our core business of individual hosts who offer homes and experiences. I think that focus starts to help explain why our rebound was as strong as it was, in addition to the fact that our model is just inherently very adaptable to any travel changing patterns. And so I think some of the biggest opportunities this year are to get ready for this travel rebound that we're anticipating. We don't know exactly when. We'd rather be early than late. And we think we have the right product at the right time. I mean, we are working on verifying key attributes of listings in Airbnb. We worked with the former Surgeon General of the United States, Dr. Vivek Murthy, who was the Surgeon General under President Obama, to create an enhanced cleaning protocol that more than 1 million hosts have been able to attest. So we actually think, between all the efforts we've done, our two-way reputation system, where both sides leave reviews and 70% of the time people review each other, I think a lot of these things are really standards for quality. And I think what a lot of people are telling us is Airbnb now isn't just an alternative way for traveling. For many, it's the default. So I don't think you'll see us, putting cement in the ground and doing a hotel anytime soon. We're very, very focused on our core business.
Well, I think for a business that started in 2007, just as the housing market imploded, it is a fascinating story, and I love to follow it. Brian, thank you for coming on. Brian Chesky, co-founder, CEO, and chairman of Airbnb. Anytime.